So to write an equation in standard form, the first point there says multiply the squared term. Okay, that means that we need to figure out in number 1 what x minus 3 squared is. I'm going to do it in the box, and I realize some of you will not, but that's okay. So we're going to square out the x minus 3. Okay, x times x is x squared. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Another negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. So I've multiplied out x minus 3 squared. I'm going to combine that, and you get x squared minus 6x plus 9. So that's what number 1 says up there. Number 2 says multiply the trinomial by a if needed. Well, a is the number in front of x squared. Is there an a to multiply here? No, so I can skip number 2. Number 3 says add, subtract the number at the end. What number is at the end? I mean in the original problem. 5. So I'm going to put a plus 5 on the end, and then I just combine it, so I get x squared minus 6x plus 14. And this is the correct answer. You could graph this equation and graph this equation and see if you get the same graph. If you get two different graphs, you did it incorrectly. Because these are just two different ways to write the equation. This is standard form and this is vertex form. Okay, so on the second one, what do we do first? What does number 1 say in the directions? Multiply the squared term. So I've got to do the x plus 1 first. I don't do anything with that 2 in front yet. I have to square it first. Okay? So x times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x. 1 times x is 1x. 1 times 1 is 1. Combine that middle term, so we get x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, what does number 2 in the directions say? So we start with the 2 that's in front of everything. And we're going to put it in front and we're going to multiply it. I'm going to go ahead and write the 2 at the end, but I'm not going to do anything with it. Okay? So I do 2 times x squared, 2 times 2x, and then 2 times 1, and then the minus 2, just put it on the end. The only thing that the number in front multiplies by is whatever was squared. Okay? And then I combine at the end. At the very end, I add or subtract that number. So you get 2x squared plus 4x. Again, I could graph 2x squared plus 4x, and I could graph that other equation, and I could make sure I get the same equation if you wanted to check it. Questions about number 2? Try number 3. Alright, when I square the x plus 2 squared, I get x squared plus 4x plus 4. So the next step is to bring down that negative, bring down the 10, but what do I do? So multiply these by negative. Do I multiply the negative 10 by the negative? No, that's separate. Okay, so you get negative x squared, negative 4x, negative 4, and then minus 10. Negative 4 minus 10 is negative 14. Again, I could graph that equation and the original one and make sure I did it correctly. Any questions? You think you can do both forms?